Hey guys, how are you doing? Poptar here. Today I'll show you the basics of Roblox Studio. The first thing you're gonna have in Roblox Studio is this whole screen here. It might look a bit confusing at first, but trust me, it's very simple. The first thing you want to do when building your game is use this right here. You should automatically have this bar here open. So once that's open, you'll see this home tab. If you're not already in the home tab, if you're like in one of these other tabs, just go over here and press home. Clicking this box right here is going to give you a part. This is the building block for your game. Up here are the four main parts. This is how everything will work. Select tool lets you just drag an object. Move tool works the same thing as the select tool, but drags in one way only. The scale tool, you just click and drag and you're able to scale your part as much as you want. The rotate tool lets you rotate your part. All these are useful for building anything basically. For example, a triangle. Now what I did there was press hold control and press D, or you can press on your part, go over to this Explorer tab. If this is not open, all you need to go do is head to View and press Explorer. And then right click and duplicate. And then you can just either drag it or use the move tool. So now I'm just going to build a triangle. Now this should be really good for your starting point. If you can build this, then imagine what else you can make. And there we have it, our own triangle. Now, if we join our game by pressing this play button up here in the home tab, our game should load up and we should be able to test our game. So let's load up here. But you can see our triangle is here and it's perfect. But let's say I wanted my triangle to face up. Well, select all the parts. There's two ways. Either clicking on one your part here, holding shift and clicking on the other part to select them all, or simply just click and holding and dragging over all these parts. Then press rotate and rotate. Now we have our triangle in the air. Let's press play. And wait for our game to load up here. Sorry for the trash PC. If you want, you can just skip ahead to the next part. As I'm saying this, once you load up the game, your parts might not, let's say, stick together. They might all fall to the floor. They probably won't stick into the air, and that's a bad thing. As you can see, they all fall into the floor as little like sticks. You can push them around. And if that's not what you want, then here's a fix. Click and hold, or individually select a part. But I'm just gonna click and hold, and select this button up here. It says anchor. It should be located in the home and model tabs. And once you do this, your parts will stay still. They will not move. So now we'll play test again. And once we join the game, our parts should not fall to the floor and we should not be able to move them, but instead we should be able to collide with them and not pass through them. This is useful if you want to make stuff like walls and other things. Now just wait for this to load. And as you see, our little triangle here is not falling. And we can successfully collide with it. And nothing will happen to it. So let's stop place testing. Now the next thing you can do is change your material and your color of the part. You can do this by either going to the model tab or the home tab. So what you want to do is select the parts you want, in this case all of them. You're going to press this little arrow down here. It doesn't have to be exactly on. And then you can select any color. Or you can go down here, press brick color, change it from here, and you can preview all these colors here. I'll just give mine a red color. Second thing you do is go up here to material. It's like the same as color. You'll get this drop down. Select any material, or you can do, or you can just go over here and select any material from here. In this case, I'll just choose marble. As you can see, our material has changed to a marble texture. And if we join the game, we should have a red triangle and a marble texture. Yep, as you can see, we have a red triangle with our marble texture. Now, the last thing that you probably need to know um, is pressing this triangle part here to see these two light up. So the one that lights up is the one you're selecting. So if I press this top cube part, it'll plop down a cube. But if I press this triangle, I can then insert either a block, a sphere, a wedge, or a cylinder. And doing this will give us different parts to build with, meaning we can basically make anything we want. For example, if I wanted to make a circle, I can just scale this to the bottom, rotate it, scale it again, and there we go. We have a circle. And this I can use to make a staircase. Now how I'm duplicating this fast is by pressing Control and D. Obviously we have to anchor all these parts. And we can play test again. And it should pop up here. We have built our staircase and our little circle. We can go on our staircase and we have our little circle. And you can use these circles to make stuff like plates and all that. And then the same thing before, you can change the color. Just make them green. And I'll give them a fabric texture. And once we join the game, that should apply to all these parts here. Now, do you have lag in your game? Well, you can have lag for having tons of parts here. There's two ways to fix this. One way is by grouping, where you just select an amount of parts you have in your game, hold Control, press G, and that should turn it into a model, and all your parts will be in here. You can now name this model whatever you want, so I'll just name it triangle, and that should lower the amount of lag there is because you're not having all these parts in workspace at once. Same for these, and just name them parts. And here you go. Now your workspace is cleared. If you want it to be even nicer, you can make folders by going up here to workspace, clicking this arrow or plus symbol and pressing folder. And you should have a folder here. You can also name that triangle or whatever you want. And then just drag this triangle into triangle. And there you go. You got your folder made. You can also drag like parts to there instead of having triangle inside there. So that's all the basics you have to know about Roblox Studio. Um, for shortcuts, you can hit Control and 1 to easily use select. And then Control 2 is for move. Control 3, you have scaling. And Control 4 is rotating. Now you can use these um, to build things quick instead of having to go up here, scale it, go up here, rotate it, and then go up here to move this and all that. You can just press these. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. If this helped you, just drop a like. If it didn't, then come roast me and join my Discord too. Okay, see ya.